A featherweight bout, Francis Marshall coming in at minus 155 against Isaac Dulgarian, sitting at plus 125. Over under 2.5 rounds, plus 110 for the over, minus 140 for the under. Undefeated for Isaac Dulgarian, 27 years of age for him, 24 years of age for Francis Marshall, 4-1 in his last 5. Last time out, caught his first loss to William Goney, and that one was a absolute snoozer until the third round when Francis Marshall decided to get going. It was a lot of punch and air. If you look at the stats for that one, Francis Marshall landed a whopping 11% of his significant strikes that he attempted, 15 in total. He was punching air. He had a big reach disadvantage in that one, and he could not overcome it. But in this one, he's fighting Isaac Dulgarian as a favorite once again. I am kind of torn on this one. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's tough because Francis Marshall's last fight, you could tell the style to beat him is going to be these longer, rangy guys who, make it hard to close the distance and get in close enough to where you can land your shots. I don't know what he was waiting for against Gomi. I don't know why he waited till the third round. He did get 2 takedowns in the fight. It was a split decision, but I thought he clearly lost as well. So Dulgarian, though, if you look at his record, he's a wrestler. He's going to wrestle dudes, drag you down, either submit you or TKO, ground and pound. And the one thing that sticks out is he hasn't been past the first round in his pro career. And now you're jumping up a level of competition. You're going, from FAC to the UFC, and you're fighting, Francis Marshall, who's a decent prospect, who is talented, who can wrestle himself. So if you can't get those takedowns and you start getting hit on the feet, or even if you can get the takedowns but can't find the finish, what's going to happen after round 2? Francis Marshall, 5'7", or 5'9", excuse me. Isaac Dulgarian, 5'7". So there is a 2-inch disadvantage for Dulgarian, which Francis Marshall didn't have to deal with didn't have in his last fight, to where he couldn't have success on the feet. So I think if it does stay standing, Francis Marshall is going to shine. He's going to have to weather that storm early, though, because, just from watching film, you can tell Dulgarian is just a tornado in that first round. He'll come out there. He'll implement his game plan. He's imposing when he does. And he's pretty good. Once he gets on top, he's good control. He passes well. He'll submit you. He'll ground and pound. So, yeah, that's just the name of the game here. If you can get it to the ground, it's sketchy in the first round for Francis Marshall. But if you survive, I think it looks good for him. So I'm going to pick Francis Marshall here. I think he's skilled, athletic, and good enough to where he kind of pumped the brakes on Dulgarian here. And I think Marshall's going to get the win.
Yeah, I like both guys, especially for the future. Dulgarian, 5 straight knockouts all in the first round, as you said, or a couple submissions, I should say. I already got that wrong. But his last time out was against T.J. Britton, who's a 41-year-old, 6'4" featherweight, which is completely different than Francis Marshall. And for Dulgarian, I wonder what the game plan is going to be. It's probably going to be take him down and do work there, but I think Francis Marshall could probably handle him there. In this one, I like Francis Marshall. I'm not super confident in, though. I think it's probably closer to a 50-50. Maybe Marshall has a good advantage on the feet if he wants to keep it there, but I'll go with Francis Marshall for the pick. I want to keep an eye on it and throughout the week and see where the line moves and everything. But for the sake of the show, I'm going to go with Francis.